Hi kids, how are you? Teacher hope all of you in a good health. So for today, we will learn estimate more or less. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to provide a reasonable estimation using the words more or less than, and more than based on the reference set. Okay kids, we will continue. There are a few terms that we use to estimate. But before that, let teacher explain what is the means of estimate. Estimate is actually we make a guess based on a reference. For example, you given a quantity of an object, and from that object then we will make a guess what is the value of the things that you want to estimate. So the terms that we use to estimate is, the first one is less than. Less than mean smaller than, fewer than. And the second one is more than. More than mean greater than, bigger than. That means bigger number. Okay, and the third one is more or less. More or less means about, approximate. That is the words that explain more or less. So these three terms we usually use when we use to estimate. Okay kids, we move to example. Okay, look here, there are three container. Container 1, container 2, and container 3. So the reference set for this question is container 2. Container 2 has 1,500 gram flour. So based on container 2, we will make estimation. We need to guess the mass of flour in container 1 and container 3. So for the first one, container 1, we compare with container 2. If we compare here, container 1 has less flour than container 2. So we can make estimation that the mass of flour in container 1 is less than 1,500 gram. While in container 3, we can see that the mass of flour is more than in container 2. So we can say that the mass of flour in container 3 is more than 1,000 and 1,500 gram. Okay kids, we move to the next example. As we can see here, there are two bottles of shampoo. Bottle A and bottle B. So, as we can see, bottle A will be the reference set for this question. Bottle A has 1,200 milliliter shampoo. So, we need to compare B with bottle A. So, from this diagram, we can see that bottle B only fill half of the bottle. So we can say half of 1,200 milliliter is 600 milliliter. So we can make estimation that the shampoo in bottle B is more or less of 600 ml. So the shampoo in bottle B is about 600 ml. Okay, we move to the next example. Okay, as you can see here, there are four different books. Book A, Book B, book C and book D. So the reference set for this question will be book C. Book C has 100 pages. So we will make estimation on how many pages is book A, book B, and D by referring to book C. So we compare book C with book B first. As you can see here, we compare the thickness of the book. So if we compare C and B, C is thicker than book B. So we can say that book B has less than 100 pages. Okay, now we compare book C with book A. If we compare the thickness, we can see that book A has more pages than book C. So we can say that book A has more than 100 pages because book A is thicker than book C. Now we compare book C with book D. If we compare these two books, it's almost the same thickness, right? So we can say that book D has more or less 100 pages. Okay kids, that's the end of our lesson today. So for your task, teacher need you to do exercise in activity book, page 9, and please submit your work by today if possible. But if you cannot submit it by today, please submit it before our next class on Wednesday. See you on our next class. Bye.